D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
VorpalNetwork.com.
Picking up what the power source puts down. This is No Dice. Howdy there, Gamer Nation. Drop your weapons because it's time for No Dice. Hey, it's been a little bit of a break here on the power source. We are recording again tomorrow, just in case you were wondering about that. But, you know what? This isn't the power source. This is No Dice. And I'm your host, Jared Glenn. Well, pseudo-host. Host of the power source, not the host of this show. Mostly the players host this show, which is awesome. I love that. So let's go ahead and just get into what happened last time, because I'm sure you don't remember. It's just been that long. It's been a while. So let's go ahead and go into that. Previously on No Dice, the party began by huddling to discuss its options. Step Dryden, played by Ryven Cedrylle, believed that people may be being killed as a sign of protection to the town. Pazla, played by GM Chris, believed that the killer might be showing this protection by killing those who were preparing to leave. And Nix the Inevitable, played by Jeff Greiner, believed that wherever the temple was built may have been sacred to someone or something else, causing a vendetta against the town. After some discussion, the party decided to visit the morgue to view an animus that had fallen to the killer. Woodsong, played by Dustin Glenn, explained to Maluki that information can be discerned from the manner of death, but Sir Walden, played by Jared Ted Baker, is only able to discern a struggle, inhuman strength, and a single gash across the neck. Fearful of foul play at the Temple of Dyrep, the party decides to investigate the troubles personally. And that's what you missed on No Dice. All right, as you guys head into the temple, they have huge doors with the symbol of Dyrep on the outside of the temple. As you enter the chapel, you look around and it is beautiful, but there is an odd chill in the air. The priests are busy tending the faithful, and the temple seems open to your curiosity. Like you could move around because most of the priests are busy talking to one another or dealing with parishioners and several other things that are going on in the temple. And that's pretty much what you notice when you walk in.
Jared, what does the symbol of Dyrep look like?
If you were to take a fish and make it into a shield, that's kind of what it looks like from top to bottom, not from the front. That would be what it looks like, with the fin at the bottom providing something of almost making it into a tower shield.
Okay.
Right. The eyes.
Cozy.
The eyes are a mixture of silver and blue, and that's what has anything of value on those. They always, all the symbols seem to always have some kind of precious jewel lined with silver.
Interesting.
Like a sapphire.
Should we make perception checks to maybe notice a head priest or a lead parishioner of some type?
Absolutely.
My perception stinks, but I'm going to make one anyway. 11! Yeah!
Well, I rolled an 11 and got a 20.
I got a 29.
You do notice that the head priest is toward the, I guess what we'll call the back of the chapel. It's where the pulpit is, or you might call it the front. I don't know. In any case, in that area, who might be considered the leader of the priests, the head priest, the archbishop, or whatever. He is talking to a couple parishioners. He has his hands on their shoulders, and he's whispering to them. It doesn't seem like he's trying to keep a secret, more along the lines of he doesn't want to talk loudly in here.
Using, I don't know if I can make a religion check for this, or if we can just use the knowledge we saw talking to my brother-in-law earlier. Could I approach him and make the symbol of obeisance for Dyrep?
Absolutely. You can do that, yep.
Okay.
Do you want to try to do so with with something that might make you seem like you're maybe more religious than you are? I mean, you can try I'm a terribly devoted follower. Yeah. That would take a religion check, and you can do that.
25.
All right. So as you approach, you do that, and you actually, it occurs to you as you're approaching the head priest, you realize that as you look around that the priests are really understaffed. Like for a temple this size, there are not enough priests for this place. As you approach and you do these symbols, the head priest looks up at you and kind of smiles and pats the two parishioners on the back and sends them on their way. And he turns to you and says, "Yes, my child, what do you seek here in the temple of Dyrep?"
What all parishioners seek, protection, my good man. I says, well, I fear this town is in great need of it. I'm not going to lie to the guy. I mean, even if I smell something fishy, that's not really. I don't think Pazzo would do that.
No,
I think she's going to be honest.
Okay.
And say, kind of tell him, hi, we're here to discuss the horrible tragedy that's occurred with several people in the town recently. And has he heard of this?
Heard of it? Of course, I've heard of it. There's people dying every day, but it's become significantly worse lately. If you want to try to, or if somebody wants to try to roll an insight check, now would be a good time for that.
Yeah. I rolled a 1. Never mind.
Do I want to do passive insight? Because it's like a 25 right off the bat. So.
Well, you can't do passive. 15. I need a roll.
Yeah,
okay.
I rolled rather well. I got a 15, and I know hang on. I don't have my active, so for passive, I just take and subtract 10. I take it to get my modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's going to be a 23.
So you get the feeling that there's something off here. He looks worried that you bring this up. Maybe even guilty, and you kind of realize that talking to this guy and buttering him up might be a good idea, but you could also pound it out of this guy. If that's the route that you want to take. He's obviously he's not being entirely honest.
Hey, Jared, since I don't know, I'm not in this group. I don't know much about Antobians. Do I have like a high pitched click or a buzz or something I can some kind of supersonic sound I can ping through a wall to listen for? Like you have a stud finder, you can find studs in the wall. Can I do the opposite of that to check for holes in the wall for hidden rooms or something?
Absolutely, but we're going to call that a perception check.
Okay, I'm going to roll that while you guys do your talking. So go ahead.
Brother, I sense worry in you.
Worry? Why would I be worried? I'm in the temple of the god of protection. He looks a little bit. He looks like he could be frustrated by this. Why don't you roll a diplomacy check? See how well you're able to pull this off.
Oh yeah, 28.
Oh yeah. All right, Ryven, did you get that result there?
Yes, I got a 24. Oh. So I kind of go as they're all talking, and they're distracting the head priest. I'm kind of walking on the walls, going boom, boom, through the wall, and then listening for like an echo. Or I presume I have some kind of neat trick I can do like that.
Yeah. So you're kind of walking along the side. That's not the first thing you notice. You don't first notice something behind the wall, and in fact, there seem to be windows interspersed throughout here on most walls except for the back wall, where the altar's at. But you do notice that as you're listening to the wall, you're looking towards out into the central chapel, and you notice that many of the priests' robes, they seem to have been ripped as if in a fight and recently repaired.
Okay. I will note that, and I'll keep doing my sweep, and then when we regroup, I'll make sure that I tell that to the rest of the party.
Okay, let's see. What is our knight gonna do? What's Sir Walden up to?
Well, I'm seriously considering an intimidate check.
What's your intimidate? Because I have a diplomacy of plus 13, so...
My intimidate is only plus 10.
We could do a good cop, bad cop scenario.
Well, what were the results of my last diplomacy check, Jared?
He takes your you're able to give across an air of I'm not being threatening. I'm not going to. There's all I'm trying to do is learn something, and kind of I'm concerned about you, kind of thing. He doesn't change what he said, but you see his features soften slightly. He looks like he's a guy who, what he says goes most of the time. So he's not going to take back what he said, but you can see that you're making headway. So.
I'm I'm kind of getting a fan of this good cop, bad cop thing going on. I'm thinking of turning around and maybe raising an eyebrow at our Animus friend and jerking my thumb.
I think I agree with that.
That sounds like a great role for me because my social skills are.
Well, what's Ted gonna do? Sorry, he could do the intimidate, or what are we gonna do?
I'm happy to do whatever you guys want me to do.
Well, it sounds like they want to use me as part of the set for their intimidate. In which case, I don't want to go wander off. But if I'm not being used, I've got other ideas. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and let them do their thing.
So, do you guys want me to initiate by doing the nice diplomacy way of doing it, and then we'll kick in intimidate, or?
I think you've already had a good diplomacy.
Oh yeah,
he just
you rolled.
He basically just still didn't waver any. He just kind of relaxed.
I come in with an intimidate. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh boy, 19. I say something like, "We are here for truth and justice, and you're not helping."
He looks afraid. He looks visibly afraid, and he kind of looks over at Pazla, and he's got a look on his face like, "Are you going to do something about this? Like, what is this? What's this Joker doing?" kind of thing. But he's very afraid of this Animus.
I'll turn my back to him so that only Nyx can see me, and I'll wink at Nyx. And then I'll get my voice real stern and say, "My friend, this is a man of religion. We do not need to threaten him in such a manner. I'm shocked at your demeanor." And then I'll turn back to the head priest and say, "I apologize. You understand how animuses are. And
can I get a bluff check of some sort?"
Sure.
And can I point out that you've got people confused again? I'm Nyx the Animus, and I have no social skills, so I am not intimidating.
Oh, forgive
the other
me.
guy who's using me as a prop.
It was Wolden that intimidated, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Knight Wolden.
There you go.
So, Nyx, I'm going to come tell you about the robes. Since you're not talking either, I'll come over and point out to you the robes are all torn up and fighting.
I'm going to make a really bad bluff check now.
You can add your. Aren't you pretty good with charisma or?
I have an excellent charisma. Yes.
What's your modifier?
For charisma, let's have level 10.
Yeah, add that.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, 7. That's already been added for me. Okay. That's going to be a 17.
All right, that was a bluff. He looks a little bit like he's calmed down a little bit, and you can see that you're going to make the next time that you make a diplomacy check that you can make some excellent headway. And in the terms of this challenge, you'll get 2 successes for your next diplomacy check.
Okay.
Does the whole good cop, bad cop thing, do I think that's going to provide a decent distraction?
They are not paying attention to you right now. I mean, you're a guy with a big bear head, but they're not paying attention to you any more than anyone else in the chapel.
Is there a door that heads to a back room or the priest's chambers or whatever?
There are some staircases that lead up to the top area of the temple. When you were coming in, you saw the actual places where the priests stay. It's kind of off to the side of the temple on the opposite side of the morgue.
Have we seen anything that parishioners are generally not welcome? An area where parishioners are not welcome to go?
Not on this bottom floor. There might be upstairs.
Okay. Well, they're providing their good distraction, then I'm going to try to use my stealth and see if I can get to the stairs unnoticed.
All right.
And I'm going to go with Nyx.
Upstairs unnoticed.
I am not going to go with them.
Hey, Dustin, doesn't your character have a really decent diplomacy check?
Oh, yeah, I have a plus 13. Do you want me to go?
Well, dude, try and butter this guy up. I mean, 2 good, 1 bad. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was just checking. I didn't know what
let's
the
get
general...
Nyx's stealth check first.
I aid you with my stealth. I rolled a 15.
Okay. So that
gives me plus 2.
That's right.
That gives me a stealth of 18 total.
There's a couple close calls. You get the feeling that if Step wasn't making a distraction, you would have been noticed. But you're able to climb up into the stairwell without anyone noticing you.
All right. And to go exploring. Try to stay stealthy so they don't notice. But
can I go with him?
For sure.
Okay, cool.
This will actually give you guys quite a big bonus on perception checks because people aren't paying attention to you.
Okay. Nix, I have a kick in thievery, like really good. So if we need to break into things, let me know.
Right on, because I don't.
Okay.
I've got athletics, so I can, literally break things.
Right. Okay. This will be a good matchup then. Excellent.
That's a very good pair up.
All right. What song you gonna butter this guy up?
Yeah. First of all, I have a question. Forgive me if I wasn't paying attention, but what is this guy? Is he human or humanoid, or is he another one of those fish angels?
I probably should have mentioned this. He's a McGoggle. So
so he's a frog.
Yeah, Dustin knows what this is. He's a frog person. Think bullywugs, but prone to good rather than evil or chaos.
Love it. Okay.
He looks like Slippy from. What's up, game? Star Fox. And he talks just like him too.
Slippy,
Slippy's gonna be following me around, going Fox.
Yes.
That's what he is.
All right, so I'm gonna do a diplomacy on this guy. Oh crap! 21 on diplomacy. I rolled a crap spectacular.
All right, so as that is not craptacular. He seems to be warming up to you guys quite a bit. He looks like he's on the verge of. Oh wait, this is the next diplomacy check, huh? So this counts as an extra success, isn't it? Forgot about that. All right.
I want to say something along the lines of, my friend, be cool like a pond.
He smiles at this as you've invoked an image from his childhood, and he kind of lets on. He kind of leans over away from Sir Walden, which is hard. He kind of and by leaning away, he's kind of leaning up because Sir Walden's so short, and he says. I hate to admit it, but there is something dangerous going on here, and you can tell by his tone that he is not talking about the town in general.
What do you mean, my friend?
He looks hesitant to tell you more, like he's not quite sure he can trust you.
All right, I raise my tree eyebrow like Spock, and look over to my accomplice. And that is our unspoken sign of now it's your turn.
All right. Yo, I love that die. That's a 30, Jared.
Holy smokes.
I rolled an 18 on that bad boy.
Do bubbles come out of your mouth and sunshine and kittens?
The priest looks. So what do you say to him? I kind of want to know.
I say, brother, you can trust us, and I'll punctuate that with making another symbol of obeisance towards his God, and I'll say, if you're in danger, we can help, and we wish to see protection, the glory of protection, return to this town and this temple.
He looks really, really worried, but he leans over and he says, "You must understand. It's important that we are able to go to paradise. This world is not good enough for us. We have to go there. Can I get, from all those who are standing around, an Arcana, history, whatever you guys happen to be good at, as far as knowledge checks about the world in general?"
Arcana.
Okay.
That's 25 on Arcana.
I just got a 30 on history.
Okay. So
I got a 6 on history.
So you're not aware of this wood song, but that's okay because you're not as planar oriented as these other guys. You too remember that the name Paradise is actually the name of another stable. It's another version of Illyria, where angels and devas are from, and several muses have made their way there. You weren't lucky enough to get there, Pazla, and you're not quite sure that you would have wanted to. But in any case, it is an idealistic version of Eluria to some. To others, you might think that this place has more troubles than it's worth. But in either case, that's what you remember it as. And the priest is obviously talking about this other plane when he says, we have to get there. It's not our fault what happened.
Now, Jarrett, forgive me. I just don't know much about this world. Is this is an area accessible through the gray mist? Yes. Yep.
Randomly so, but yes.
So this guy thinks that somehow they can guide travel through the mist, maybe.
Or perhaps the mist will grow or something.
Sir Walden, are you going to jump back in with your bad cop routine?
Do you want another intimidate check, Jared?
I'm not requesting anything. I'm telling you that if you'd like to participate, this is your chance to shine.
Deal.
Intimidate the heck out of him.
24 intimidate. I imagine I'm going to say something like, "What did you do?"
Okay. What was your result again?
24.
He looks really afraid, and actually, the fact that you heard him is really, really frightening to him. And he says, "No, listen, we didn't do it on purpose. We were just trying to create a portal to get to paradise. It's the fact that collectors came out was not what we intended at all. We didn't want that."
Collector?
I'm going to do a history check on that. I failed, but still.
I'm putting.
I try to know that.
I'm putting the name of the creatures in the chat. Collectors.
What skill would be used to get knowledge of collectors?
I can get you. How about nature?
That's not me, but I'll try it.
Do I get a natural plus to that since I am a tree?
Yeah, Oak Song.
You get a plus. I'll give you a +2 to that.
For the sake of people listening, I want you to know that collector is spelled Klecter, so it's not collector, it's collector, one word.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So 19 on nature.
I aid. That is a 10.
It gives them a -1, but it's still good enough. Because you remember some misfacts, but it's okay. He's able to collect you. He's able to correct you. Collectors are murderous creatures. They seek out sentient life in the different timelines, and they consume through them the essence of their world. They are short creatures with pointy snouts, but each collector can look vastly different from any other. Collectors form loose tribes that travel through the gray mists to other stables. The method for how a collector obtains the essence of a given reality is varied from one to another. Some consume their foes, either while living, raw, or cooked. A few bash in the top of a creature's head, exposing the brain, which they absorb their power from. And a few collectors do not even need to kill the creature, manifesting abilities of that stable during combat. These collectors kill only for the enjoyment of it. So that's what you know about collectors, so they're a nasty bunch.
As intrigued as I am by this, I'm curious to know what our friends upstairs are doing now.
Yep, we're going to go to them, actually. Thank you for reminding me. All right, so Nyx and Step, you are upstairs, looking down on this scene. You do see a couple doorways. So far, none of them have been locked. They're offices, and they go off into very small areas where it's obvious people go to pray, and a few of them have been offices. If you want to search the offices, you can do so.
So, Jeff, what are we looking for here exactly?
My thought was that if they've got something to hide, it would be in an area that the parishioners normally aren't allowed to go. So I'm looking for some place that seems off limits.
That is an astute observation.
From what you're saying, there's nothing that we've been into so far that is normally off limits.
Right. Obviously, there's some. There would be some privacy involved in the offices, but for one reason or another, they're not locked.
Is there another? I'm thinking. Pardon my references to old Dustin. Is there like a Holy of Holies, a secondary altar chamber that only the priest would be allowed to go into?
You're not aware of anything like that for this for this area, but you are reminded that some rooms that the old man mentioned earlier are secret.
Right, which is why I was pinging the walls earlier.
You can continue to do that up here.
Let's do a search of the area. Search through the offices, search through the walls, looking for secret doors or whatever.
Okay, I've got that. I've got a 27.
Oh, yes, definitely. So, and because you have an enormous modifier because you guys are stealthed, you realize that the back wall of this room is hollow and very large. Very large
that's what I'm
indeed.
looking for right there.
Yep. Behind it is directly behind the altar and the very large symbol of Dyrep.
Nix, I believe I have found what you are seeking.
Good. Let's open it up.
Is there so it's just a wall. Is there a door there or anything?
I can get a perception check from somebody to or the athletics to hit it.
I've rolled two times in a row now on the perception checks.
All right, hold on. Let me roll mine again. Let's see here. And I've got a 24 this time.
You realize that the area up here is not where the door is, but further below you do see that some of the carved contours of the symbol itself, which are much closer to the ground, could easily conceal a doorway.
Okay.
So the area we're at right now is like just to understand the situation, we're up sort of on a balcony area. We can see down into the main floor.
Yes. Although your amazing stealth makes it difficult for them to see you.
Is it a symbol that we break into or break through, or don't we know yet?
It seems like it would operate like a door.
Okay, so that's probably your business then, Nix, since you're a bigger dude than me. So perhaps we should go down there and do a little exploring.
Okay, let's see if we can still be stealthy in the middle of a busy sanctuary.
Oh, hey, are there acolyte robes? Are there any vestments we can put on?
Yes, there were in some of the office. Yeah, some of the offices.
Excellent.
And we do,
and we will.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed, here we come.
And that's quite enough for this one. Don't want to give too much away. Don't want to leave all the mysteries solved so you won't come back next time. That would be silly. Join us next time on No Dice as the party discovers further dangers, which necessitates, gasp, combat. Thank you so much for listening in, and again, a great big thank you to all those who gave of their time to be in this adventure. It was a great amount of fun. And just for those of you who are still kind of on the fence, haven't really picked up the Fates Contract adventure yet, now would be the time to go in and pick it up because it is going to be taken down from the site in short order. Probably just a few more days. I'll mention it on the Power Source too, but you're probably going to have a lot more time if you do it now rather than wait until the Power Source goes up because we're going to be taking that down in short order. No doubt it'll be available again someday, but that may be a while in the future, so go ahead and go pick that up if you hadn't got the chance to, because your time is running out. And remember, when it comes to good role-playing, luck has got nothing to do with it.